I'm Evan Netsch. I'm here at Kitty Hawk Kites at Waves Village in Rodanthe, North Carolina, and in front of me I have the 2017 Cabrinha Apollo. We've got tons of questions about the Apollo today at the demo, and this is a new kite in the lineup, and it's been extremely well received. It's very different than anything else we've ever had from the Cabrinha line, and really very different than anything else in the market, making it stand out. What is so different about this kite? A, it's really high aspect and very, very flat, and it's very apparent the second you put it up in the air. Having a kite this flat and this high aspect gives it great wind range for one, but for two, it gives it great loft. So when you jump, this kite will have more float than almost anything else. Definitely more float than anything I've ever ridden before. Being this flat, it will be a little slower in the turning. You know, that's the sacrifice you get when you really get those two wingtips that far apart. You know, in the smaller sizes, this is a 12 meter. It honestly looks, smaller than a 12 when you talk about its height next to my body, but much longer than a 12 when you look at the wingspan. It, lays out on the beach very large. I think a lot of people are going to look at the Apollo as, a high aspect, light wind machine. And of course, being this high aspect, it has great efficiency and it's going to work really good in light wind. But I think where people should not overlook it is in the smaller sizes. Having the Apollo in a 7 or an 8 meter, the kite's going to jump really well because it is fast, as all smaller kites are, but it's going to still have really, really great loft. And I know a major gripe that a lot of people have with any small kite is, it jumps great, but it's really quick up and really quick down, and you don't have that hang time because you don't have that much canopy over your head. Where with this kite, having that high aspect of a kite, especially in a smaller size, is going to make those jumps in higher wind, really lofty, and then have, smooth, easy landings, something that you don't get with, a lot of, smaller kites out there. This kite was really designed with, a lot of things in mind, mainly hooked in riding. This is certainly not a kite for unhooking. But if you're hooked in and you want a kite with efficiency, whether that's just cruising back and forth, riding a foil board, racing, and really jumping, it's going to really lend itself well to a lot of those old school moves when you're jumping, taking the board off, doing nice lofty, floaty jumps with spins, because it has that hooked in stability and that loft that you really want when you're doing that type of old school trick. This kite is 5 strut. It has very small diameter struts on it. Having small diameter struts, again, keeps the kite light and efficient, and you don't really need to have a thicker diameter strut when the kite is this skinny. You've got a handful of bridle connection points for your rear line. All of our kites have an A and a B setting, which affects the bar pressure. On this kite we have an A and a B and a C setting, and as well as a 2-point connection to really help stabilize that wingtip. The A, B, and the C setting is simply going to affect your bar pressure and a little bit of the D-power throw as well. Pretty standard bridle on it. And that's essentially the Apollo. It comes in a 7 meter all the way up to a 16 meter, full size range. So whether you're looking for a foil specific kite that's not a foil kite, but you still have the security of a leading edge inflatable kite, or you're looking for that high wind, lofty boosting machine, or you just like a kite that's high aspect, flat and efficient, like our old Crossbow or Velocity was, the Apollo is certainly that kite for you. So check out for more information on it, or call Kitty Hawk Kites Resort here in Hatteras, North Carolina.